the GLI underneath of Ethereum as well. Now, Ethereum, of course, is correlated to Bitcoin. So if Ethereum is correlated to Bitcoin, of course, it's going to be correlated to the GLI just the same way that Bitcoin is. But just to show you this lagging effect that you see on crypto. So I have ETH on the daily just so you can get an idea. Put this bottom in on the GLI. Right? It front runs, okay? So ETH nukes as this GLI is pumping higher, right? Ethereum lags, and then you see later ETH do this. Okay? Now, you see the GLI as a whole, this market go down. We'll call this, right? This nukes, then Ethereum does what? Well, it does the same thing then. It's lagging, but it's going to do the same thing. You do something like this, okay? Well, we're moving back up now, ladies and gentlemen. So we just need this to continue to move higher. And then what do you think is going to happen to Ethereum? Well, higher, okay? So let me show you the timing now on something like this. So we were talking about how long it usually takes between the two. What's the delay on it? So for here, it was, if we want to do it from here when we start breaking out, 93 days, so about 3 months, okay? So this was here, so this topped out, this was the bottom. So if we take the top of this move on ETH, or on the GLI, it's about 74 days, so almost about 2.5 months, okay? So the indicator works is GLI. It's, if you look it up, it's Global Liquidity Index. So M2 Global Liquidity Index right here. Okay. So it's lagged by, let's call it 2.5 months, 3 months is what it's going to take to be able to start seeing that move happen. Okay. Now we see this move happen on the GLI. We come back down. We set this bottom. Let's call it here. Or should we? We'll do it from here. Okay. So you get this downward move, and then the downward move on ETH happens here. So yeah, about 50 days. 50 days. Okay. So this has started on September 30th to November.
Obviously, it's a line chart on the bottom, but you literally see it recover for about 2 weeks and then refill the wick.
Yep. Isn't that crazy? So TA works, huh? So then you get this move down over here. It starts in December, which makes sense, right? And then we get the bottom of the move in February. So about almost 2 months, let's call it. All right. Well, now if we're moving up on here, we're going to say likely on this first move up, when we start moving up, 2 months from then is whenever we should see Ethereum start to move back up. So this is where we're at now. Well, let's just call it 2 months because that move's not done being made. But let's call it 2 months. Well, what would be 2 months from January? Okay, this January move. Well, 2 months from that January move would actually take us into March 10th. Okay.
Prime time, baby.
Prime time. What's that? Fucking ETH season. So if it takes us 2 months into March, well, isn't that interesting? So we nuke all the way down. So we should start seeing upside 2 months lagged. So if it's 2 months lagged from January, 2 months lagged from January 10th would be March 10th, would be whenever you start seeing the upside on ETH. Okay, so keep that in mind. March 10th is when you should see upside on ETH, right? So let me put that on the chart. Stay with me here, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is high-level analysis, okay? So if the GLI is front-running ETH, ETH is lagging behind, okay? We know it's about a 2 month difference between the moves on ETH and the GLI, okay? Well, so in theory, we should see Ethereum start moving back up in March. Okay, well, let me show you another piece of confluence. So this was another chart I had put inside of the Discord for the private members. And so I said, okay, well, let's look at Ethereum in and of itself. This last liquidation wick that we had, liquidation event in August, took us 19 days from the Pico low before we set the Pico high. Okay. So 19 days. Well, what's this Pico low? Pico low to the Pico high, 20 days. Holy shit. Same exact time frame. Okay, interesting. Well, then from the Pico high to the next low, from whenever we filled the wick, took 13 days. Okay. Well, if we take this wick, Bomba clock. Oh, getting a phone call. Interesting. So, and then we get the so from the high. Okay. So now from the high to the next low, let's say it's 13 days. What's 13 days? 13 days would be like right here to the next low. So let's call it right here. Well, if we did 19, we did 20, so it would be 14 if we add one day just like last time. Isn't that interesting? So the next low, if we play out the same way we did in August 5th, if the same low gets set around 13, 14 days from that high, that local high, that takes us out to March 9th. Well, when's ETH supposed to start pumping according to the GLI? March 10th. Confluence. What's it called? Coincidence? Maybe. Confluence? Probably. So it all lines up. It makes sense. So now I'm thinking in my head, well, then that means in March, we should have a bullish March for crypto and specifically Ethereum. Well, what does that mean? Well, you better start fucking accumulating something over the next couple of weeks, because by March 9th, March 10th, according to these charts, if we're going to line up relatively similar based on the date ranges, then we should be moving up. That's huge. So talk about a catch there. Looking at the GLI, now we mark this out on the nukes, the two past liquidation events on ETH. That's looking fucking bullish to me. So I'm curious, what do you think there, Bees?
There's some alpha, Jake.
Yeah, there's your fucking alpha, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this chart was great. I pointed this out in the Discord too, that I really liked what you did on the top one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now being able to back it up a little bit more with the GLI too is fantastic. So yeah, I mean, we had obviously a lot of uncertainty the past couple weeks trying to figure out what Ethereum was going to do, if it was just going to up only recover from the wick down, or if it was going to kind of fake it out, eventually roll over, refill the wick before sending higher. And I think whenever the liquidation happened at the beginning of February, we pretty much said, yeah, we're going to try again in March. So, we knew that this was going to happen. And I think with the timing and the way everything's lining up, and with kind of what Trump and the FOMC are indicating, I mean, I think that there's no reason, especially with how the GLI chart's looking, there's no reason that liquidity shouldn't continue to get injected. And yeah, once we rotate from, QT into QE, we're going to be
ripping face.
Up only.
All right, gentlemen. Well, that's the fucking alpha. Do they deserve any more? Do you think they should get more alpha than that? Or, well, let's see what the likes are at. How about we check the likes on the stream and see if they deserve more alpha? Did you guys panic like? Did you guys like the stream? You guys want your? Oh yeah,
I'm showing 10, I think.
Yeah, 10 likes on the stream. It's not bad. Not bad. How many live viewers do we have? We're 13 live viewers at the moment. All right, it's not bad. It's a majority. I know. Of you.
At one point, I was showing we had 14 just on YouTube.
Yeah. The people were getting the juice. So
brains were exploding.
Gentlemen, if you don't want your sons to be catching James Charles videos in the algorithm, I suggest you like, comment, and subscribe to this stream so that they can get the real fucking juice, learn how to be fucking financially free, learn how to be gentlemen, learn how to be fit, good mindset, strong in their faith. I would suggest that you guys put this stuff out into the algorithm for them, okay? I'm thinking, do we look at Pepe and the Boys Club? We've got time. Gentlemen, do you guys want to see the Boys Club? Put it in the chat. What do you want to see? I'll throw up a new chart. I'll throw up one more chart. What do we want to look at? So we're saying possible launch day for the Boys Club, March 10th. Correct. I'm looking at a bottom to be set on majors and Ethereum in the first week of March, and then climbing higher March, April, May would be that's going to be my bias right now. Now, in the meantime, more downside, yes. So very, very, very short time frame, I'm still bearish. I still think there's more room to come down on Bitcoin if we get it. There's still more room to come down on Ethereum if we get it. Because like I said, if we time it out similar to ETH from this last event, we still have until March 9th to set the actual wick low and the wick fill. So I still see ETH coming down further. So, I mean, we could still come down into here, like 2100, before moving back up.